Welcome to Valheim Explained. In this episode, we'll be talking about Yggdrasil, the great towering tree that looms overhead, while you, the fallen warrior that Odin has picked to defeat his enemies, explore the dangerous realm of Valheim below. When I played Valheim for the first time, I was immediately taken by the sheer size of the massive tree that spanned from one side of the sky to the other. I'd never seen anything like it in a skybox before. It's truly an incredible thing to behold, especially at night. But the thing is, there isn't much mentioned about the World Tree in the game. In fact, up until the Mistlands update, the tree is only mentioned briefly by a runestone. Look to the sky where mighty Yggdrasil reaches out, called by the Forsaken Ones to join itself once more with this wayward world. It is a glorious sight, but a dreadful one, for the great tree bends out across the void. Its branches strain and crack, felt in the remaining 9 worlds as quakings of the earth, great storms and holy fires. The Forsaken must be slain and balance restored. Considering its omnipresence in the game and in Norse culture, Yggdrasil is a great driving force behind the entire Valheim story. So, let's dive in with a little look at the background of Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil, the Great Tree, the World Tree. It's an immense, eternal green ash tree that acts as a connection for the 9 realms in Norse mythology. Each realm hangs from a series of branches and roots, suspended in a cosmic anchor. According to the ancient Norse poems, Yggdrasil is the friend of the clear sky, so tall that its crown is above the clouds. Its heights are snow-capped like the tallest mountains, and the dews that fall in the dales slide off its leaves. In Valheim's mythology, you exist on the 10th world, a world that was once connected to Yggdrasil, but was since severed from the tree by Odin. Valheim is now unanchored from the tree, a permanent prison for Odin's foes. Where you, the player, come in is shortly after Odin has noticed that his banished enemies are beginning to regain their strength and could pose a threat to the rest of the cosmos. The name Yggdrasil is a combination of 2 words. Ygr means the terrifier or the terrible, one of the many names given to Odin, and Drasil means horse, so the tree metaphorically is Odin's horse. This name is a direct reference to a time when Odin sacrificed part of himself to obtain more wisdom. Odin's unquenchable thirst for knowledge led him to seek the meaning of symbols that were carved into the trunk of Yggdrasil. These symbols, or runes, were etched into the tree by beings called Norns. These eternal beings carved the runes into Yggdrasil to set the fate of all living things. The runes carry their meanings throughout the tree, affecting everything in the 9 realms. Odin, from his seat in Asgard, cradled in the upper branches of the tree, envied the powers and wisdom of the Norns. His will to understand them could never be shaken. To gain their knowledge, Odin had to sacrifice himself on the tree. The runes would only reveal themselves to someone who proved they were worthy of their knowledge. And so, for 9 days and nights, Odin, pierced by his own spear, hanging from the tree without any food or water, gazed downward and sought the favor of the runes. Even after his quest was successful, he wanted more. On one occasion, Odin ventured into one of the deep wells underneath Yggdrasil, seeking the favor of a wise being who lived there. When asked to impart his wisdom to Odin, the guardian of the well refused Odin unless he gave up one of his eyes. Odin, ever willing to achieve his goal, made the sacrifice. If you catch a glimpse of Odin on one of your journeys in Valheim, pay close attention to his figure. You'll notice that he only has one glowing eye. That's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed learning a little about the World Tree. I'll leave links in the description for further reading if you're interested. We'll see you in the next episode of Valheim Explained.